In this video I want to talk about Elephant Automation's new scheduler application. In the most recent release of Elephant Automation, we added a new program. We added the scheduler application. The scheduler application is a much more convenient way to run macros. The editor, as the old program is now called, is just for editing programs, whereas the scheduler is where you'll run most of your macros. The scheduler is a lot more convenient because it collapses down into the taskbar, where you can let it sit unnoticed all day, and then just bring it up exactly when you need it. Alright, let's go to some footage so you can see it in action. Alright, let's open up the Elephant Automation editor. This is what the Elephant Automation used to be before we made a distinction between the editor and the scheduler. As you can see, it's very functional, but it has a very large form factor, and that's its downside, so that's why we decided to create the scheduler. So when we open up the scheduler, you can see that it has a much smaller form factor, so it's much more conducive to loading and running macros, as it is a lot less obtrusive to your work area. So in order to load a macro, what we do is we go and we double click on an icon, and it automatically loads into the scheduler. Let's load another one real quick. You can also do file load macro. Alright, so let's close this real quick and we'll run the macro. You can see there's a little indicator light showing that it's running. This macro is running in a continuous loop, so it'll keep running until we hit the stop button. Now it's not running anymore. This is we can choose between always minimize and never minimize, and they both have their advantages. Right now we run in never minimize, so we have this sidebar on the right that we can have always available to us to load our macros, and we can keep the area to the left of it for where we work. But sometimes this is not conducive, you'd rather have it be full screened. So in that case we could choose always minimize, and what it'll do is it'll minimize the macro when we run it, or it'll minimize scheduler when we run it. So as you can see, the scheduler disappeared, so we have more real estate to work with, but the downside is that we can't stop it as easily if it's running. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.